1999. Simply known as 1999, this story is one of the most realistic and chilling urban legends on the internet. The tale follows the journey of a Canadian blogger named Elliot as he tracks down the meaning of a mysterious TV channel that he watched in the year 1999. He remembered it being extremely sketchy, and in hindsight, he realized that it was most likely run by a local predator. As he continued to investigate, he learned that the man running the channel was attempting to lure children into his house for sacrificial purposes. And to top it all off, Elliot also realizes that the crazed man was touring and killing children while wearing a bear costume and calling himself Mr. Bear. There were only a couple of shows that aired on this mysterious channels, but most likely because it was only operational from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. The first show was called Booby, and featured characters that were live action hands on top of a table, which was obviously very low budget. The show starred a hand named Booby that would find itself in different situations every episode. However, the episodes got progressively weirder. In fact, during the episode entitled Playing with Scissors, Booby appeared to be holding a pair of scissors while another, smaller hand was jerking violently in the background, as if it were being forced to be held there. Booby then proceeded to repeatedly stab the smaller hand with the scissors while muffled child screams could be heard. The scissors eventually got into the bone and made a horrific crunching sound. That was the last time Elliot ever watched an episode of Booby. Next up on the psychotic schedule was Mr. Bear's Cellar, which featured a mentally unstable man dressed up as Mr. Bear. What actually went on during the Mr. Bear episode is too gory to describe here, so you'd have to read the rest of it for yourself. Eventually, the police intervened and shut down the sadistic TV channel for good. Squidwards Suicide. An intern among others at Nickelodeon were reviewing an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants before it aired. The title was Squidwards Suicide. Many thought it was just a joke until they saw the film. It started off with Squidward practicing his clarinet, but SpongeBob interrupts him, annoying him as usual. The next scene shows Squidward at a concert where he is booed off stage. Then many of the fish in the audience are seen with many disturbing eyes, almost realistic in fact. The next scene shows Squidward sitting on a bed, crying. He then pulls out a shotgun and a demonic voice says, "Do it," before Squidward ends his own life. While showing this, the scene was constantly interrupted by horrific, realistic, and gory pictures of slaughtered children. The interns were stunned. The creator, Steven Hillenberg, was called in and he tried to stop it all, but the damage had already been done. The No-End House. A man was talking with his friend. The friend tried to conquer the No-End House, but he failed. The main character brushed it off, thinking his friend, who was addicted to drugs, couldn't think straight while going through it. The only reason he was interested was because there was a $500 reward for those who could finish it. The No-End House had 9 rooms, each getting progressively more and more terrifying. It started off with a room full of cheap Kmart-like Halloween props, but by room 9, he has to literally kill a clone of himself. He believed he made it through the No-End House and found $500 at his home, but etched in his front door was a number 10. The Russian sleep experiment. Russian researchers in the 1940s tried to create a gas that was made of stimulant to keep soldiers awake for days at a time. The test subjects for the gas were prisoners of war. They were promised that if they stayed awake for 15 days, they were guaranteed their freedom. The first few days went as normal until the test subjects started to get paranoid and didn't trust each other. They whispered into the microphones monitoring them. One subject started screaming until his vocal cords tore. Others started ripping themselves apart as the gas made them go insane. They started pulling out their internal organs, but the gas kept them alive. They begged for the gas as they were addicted. When the 15 days were up, the subjects didn't want to leave. They wanted the gas. Eventually, all but one were dead after a raid of the test chamber and observing what the gas did to them throughout surgery. The one subject remaining was asked, "What are you? I must know." The test subject replied,
"Have you forgotten so easily? We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds every night. We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go into the nocturnal haven where we cannot tread."
The subject was then shot in the chest, uttering his last words.
"So nearly free."
Slender Man. He is the entity that stalks his prey, first showing up in the backgrounds of the victim's photographs. After that, he attacks. He starts showing up in random places, stalking the victim. Soon he is seen before falling asleep. Eventually, he takes the victim to supposedly purgatory. Many state that when the Slender Man is around, the victim gets a sensation of slender sickness, which includes headache, nausea, vomiting, and fainting. Once the victim is taken, all traces of him or her are destroyed, and they are never heard from again.